Metropolis buzzed with life, its glass skyscrapers reflecting the glow of neon signs and shimmering against the darkening sky. The streets below teemed with energy, a sea of honking cars, bustling pedestrians, and lively chatter. It was a city that never slept, its heartbeat driven by ambition and a constant push toward progress. But beneath its sparkling exterior lay hidden cracks, a city built on ingenuity but vulnerable to corruption, where shadows lingered in alleys and power often went unchecked. Clark Kent adjusted his tie nervously as he stepped into the whirlwind of activity inside the Daily Planet newsroom. Phones rang incessantly, reporters dashed between desks, and conversations overlapped in an unrelenting hum. It was his first day, and despite his mild demeanor, Clark carried the quiet determination of someone who had faced far greater challenges. Yet, balancing his dual identity ordinary, journalist and the world's greatest hero felt like a challenge that even Superman might struggle to overcome. At the center of this chaos, Lois Lane leaned over her cluttered desk, her brow furrowed in concentration as she scribbled notes on a pad. Her piercing eyes darted between documents and photographs, her mind connecting threads no one else could see. She was deep into her investigation of a series of mysterious disappearances unsettling Metropolis. Later that afternoon, she met a nervous city councilman in a crowded cafe, her sharp questions cutting through his rehearsed answers like a scalpel. As the councilman fidgeted under her unyielding gaze, Clark stumbled into the cafe, awkwardly bumping into a chair and muttering apologies. Lois barely spared him a glance, yet her composed intensity left Clark feeling both intimidated and captivated. Their brief interaction sparked a dynamic of mutual curiosity, setting the stage for a partnership that would grow into something far deeper. Across the city, in a grand banquet hall filled with Metropolis elite, Lex Luthor stood beneath an opulent crystal chandelier, his presence commanding. His announcement of a groundbreaking clean energy initiative was met with thunderous applause. Dressed in a perfectly tailored suit, Lex exuded charisma, his every word a calculated performance. But on a distant rooftop, Superman watched the event unfold with wary eyes. Lex's promises of progress were never without ulterior motives, and Clark had learned to distrust the billionaire's grand visions. Behind the applause and polished smiles, Superman sensed a darker scheme taking shape, one that would soon threaten the very city Lex claimed to protect. Far from the polished streets of Metropolis, in a dimly lit alley, Green Lantern Guy Gardner pursued an alien fugitive. His ring emitted an eerie green glow, illuminating the narrow passage as the fugitive darted through shadows, desperate to evade capture. Superman arrived just in time, his calm demeanor a stark contrast to Guy's brash, aggressive approach. The confrontation between the two heroes escalated quickly, their ideologies clashing like thunder and lightning. Guy's blunt force tactics grated against Superman's measured restraint, their heated exchange nearly breaking into a physical fight. Yet, amid the tension, it became clear that both were driven by a shared goal: safeguarding Earth from external threats. Their uneasy truce hinted at the complexity of protecting a world caught between cosmic and terrestrial dangers. Miles away, in an open field under a star-filled sky, a Kryptonian pod crash-landed with a deafening roar. The impact left a crater, steam rising as the hatch creaked open. From within emerged Kara Zor-El, disoriented and defensive, her memories of Krypton's destruction fresh and fragmented. Superman arrived moments later, his red cape billowing as he approached cautiously. Their meeting was tense, Kara's grief and confusion colliding with Kal-El's own long-buried sorrow. Yet, as they spoke, a bond began to form, a connection born from shared loss and their identity as the last survivors of a doomed world. Kara's arrival was a painful reminder of Krypton's tragic end, but it also ignited hope for a new beginning. Back in Metropolis, Lois Lane's investigation took a dangerous turn. Following a lead, she found herself sneaking into a restricted laboratory on the outskirts of the city. The sterile, shadow-filled facility was eerily silent, its dark corridors lined with high-tech equipment. As Lois sifted through files, her heart pounded. What she uncovered sent chills down her spine. Detailed schematics of a kryptonite-powered device and records linking Lex Luthor to the recent disappearances. Her exit was harrowing, footsteps echoing behind her as she narrowly avoided being caught. Later, in the safety of the planet's office, she shared her findings with Clark. Her determination reignited his resolve, and together they began unraveling a conspiracy that threatened the city. The conspiracy came to a head when a colossal kryptonite-powered android emerged in the heart of Metropolis. Towering over the buildings, the machine unleashed devastation, its every movement a calculated act of destruction. Superman confronted the mechanical giant, but the kryptonite core drained his strength, leaving him vulnerable. As buildings crumbled around them, Krypto, his loyal dog, sprang into action. The courageous canine darted through the chaos, dodging debris and barking fiercely as he shielded his weakened master. Krypto's heroism inspired the onlookers, proving that bravery could come from even the smallest of allies. Supergirl's arrival turned the tide. Descending from the sky with unrelenting determination, Kara joined the fray, her raw strength countering Superman's weakened state. Her strikes were powerful and precise, her resolve unshakable. Guy Gardner, initially reluctant, entered the battle, his Green Lantern constructs adding an element of strategy to their combined assault. Despite their earlier disagreements, the heroes worked in perfect sync, their coordinated efforts gradually breaking through the android's defenses. The battle became a symbol of unity, showcasing the strength of teamwork in the face of overwhelming odds. Superman, regaining his strength, rejoined the fight with renewed vigor. His leadership brought order to the chaos, his strategic commands guiding the heroes' final assault. Together, they delivered a decisive blow to the android, its massive frame collapsing into a heap of smoldering metal. The citizens of Metropolis erupted in cheers, their faith in their protectors reaffirmed. But in the shadows, Lex Luthor watched, his expression unreadable. Though his plans had been thwarted, his cryptic smile hinted that his schemes were far from over. With the immediate threat neutralized, Metropolis began to rebuild. The streets, once filled with panic, now resonated with laughter and relief. Amid the celebration, Lois and Clark found a moment of quiet on the Planet Daily's rooftop. The bond between them had deepened through the trials they faced, their connection a source of strength. Kara, standing alongside her cousin, embraced her new role as Supergirl, her resolve to protect Earth shining brightly. Together, they stood as symbols of hope for a city that had endured so much. The bond between them had deepened through the trials they faced, their connection a source of strength. Kara, standing alongside her cousin, embraced her new role as Supergirl, her resolve to protect Earth shining brightly. Together, they stood as symbols of hope for a city that had endured so much. Back at the planet, Clark resumed his civilian life, blending seamlessly into the bustling newsroom. A framed photo of the staff sat on his desk, a reminder of the human connections that grounded him. These relationships were his anchor, the reason he fought tirelessly to protect Metropolis. Superman's strength came not only from his powers, but from his humanity, a quality that defined his heroism. In a high-security prison on the outskirts of the city, Lex Luthor sat in his cell, his expression calm but calculating. A shadowy figure approached, their whispered conversation filled with hints of a dangerous alliance. Their cryptic words foreshadowed a new threat, one that promised to test Superman and his allies in ways they had never imagined. The seeds of future conflict were being sown, even as the city celebrated its fragile peace. As dawn broke over Metropolis, the city gleamed with renewed hope. Yet, beneath the surface, a quiet unease lingered. a reminder of the delicate balance between order and chaos. Standing atop a skyscraper, Superman scanned the horizon, his eyes reflecting a mix of vigilance and determination. He knew that his work was far from finished, that greater challenges lay ahead. But for now, he took solace in the knowledge that Metropolis was safe, if only for a moment. The story closed with Superman soaring into the sky, his silhouette cutting through the morning light. Below, the city thrived, its people moving forward with renewed faith. Yet, as the camera panned upward to the stars, shadows loomed, hinting at the trials to come. Superman's journey was one of endless vigilance, a testament to hope, resilience, and the enduring fight to protect a fragile world. Hey, everyone! Want to get all the amazing photos of our characters? It's super easy. Send us a super thanks on this video. Leave a comment with your email, and that's it. For just $5, we'll send all the photos straight to you. It's a great way to support our work and get exclusive content.